Good morning, everyone. I'm thrilled to welcome you to the fifth annual Down Payment Assistance Expo hosted by Dallas Area Habitat for Humanity. My name is Aretha Higgins, and I have the honor of leading Dallas Habitat's
Bienvenida a
Home
la
Ownership
quinta
Center.
exposición
I'm
anual
joined by an incredible team that helps hundreds of first-time home buyers
por
every year
Dallas Area
prepare for and
Habitat
realize
for
their dreams
Humanity.
of home ownership.
Mi nombre
For
es
today,
Aretha Higgins y tengo el honor de dirigir el Centro de Propietarios de Dallas Habitat. Estoy acompañada por un equipo increíble que ayuda a cientos de compradores de vivienda por primera vez cada año a prepararse y hacer realidad sus sueños.
one of the most effective ways to reduce your upfront costs and speed up your home buying journey is by utilizing down payment assistance. Today, we're excited to introduce you to 8 amazing partners who explain how these programs work, who qualifies, and the funding available. What's even better is that many of these programs are stackable. So no matter where you're looking to settle down, I'm confident you'll find a program here that's perfect for you. Feel free to submit any questions you have through the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen or the chat box, and don't miss our live Q&A session right after the last presentation. We could not make events like this happen without the generous support of our incredible partners. A big thank you to our sponsors, Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs, MidFirst Bank, First Horizon Bank, Cadence Bank, and Prosperity Home Mortgage, whose support has made today's event possible. This event is being recorded, and we'll send you the link to the recording along with contact information for all the presenters by next week. Now, without further delay, I'm so excited to introduce Dallas Habitat's very own mortgage portfolio manager, Miss Melissa Garza. Welcome, Melissa.
Hi, everyone. Hi. So I'm the lucky one to go first today. Again, yes, thank you for introducing me. I am Melissa Garza and am very happy to currently be the mortgage portfolio manager for Habitat for Humanity. We did want to go ahead and start this presentation. I will go ahead and share my screen and tell you a little bit about what Habitat currently has to offer. Is everyone able to see my screen just fine?
We are not.
Not yet.
What message are you getting? Oh,
There we go.
Here we go.
Sorry, everyone. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit of what Habitat currently is about. Habitat currently only targets first-time home buyers. Therefore, if you have owned a home prior to now, you may not be eligible to own a home. However, if you did own a home in the past and it has been about 5 years or so that you currently have not owned a home, you may be eligible to purchase a home through Habitat again. We do currently offer counseling sessions, which would mean that you would be assigned upon applying to Habitat to one of our HUD certified counselors, and they would go ahead and go over your information such as credit report, bank statements, how to create action plans to help you if you're currently not mortgage ready, how to prepare you to get there. They would go ahead and provide budgeting advice, go over information on how to help you save for your home, go over your credit report to determine how we can get you to a score that perhaps is required by that loan financing company that you're trying to obtain a loan through. We also offer homebuyer and financial education. Our resources and education courses are at no cost to anyone, whether you go through Habitat or decide to purchase another property outside of the Habitat portfolio. Depending on availability, you may also be able to be offered a lot or a property that you can go ahead and purchase, and we would go ahead and provide you financing in-house. who qualifies for Habitat. To be specific, you must meet the counseling requirement. If the counselor, once you meet with that counselor, assigns you action plans, you must complete those. Otherwise, you may be withdrawn from the program or not considered for any properties that we may have available at the time. What does that mean? Completing your action plans mean if you had a go or were set a go to achieve a savings in your current bank account, then you must reach that. If you had to resolve any disputes that you may have on your credit report, pay any collection accounts, you must do that prior to moving forward. Please note that lots, houses are dependent on first come, first serve. Therefore, the quicker you may achieve those action goals, and the quicker you may be able to get to that point in which you're able to select a property that may be available. Regarding income, you must meet our certain criteria, which would be 80% AMI. What does that mean? Depending on your household size, at the bottom, we do provide a graph. If you have a household of, let's say, 5, it's you, your husband, you or your spouse, and 3 children, your max income for the household in total should be $95,350. Unfortunately, if you are over that, you will not be eligible for any of the products that Habitat currently provides. We do also have an underwriting guidelines. You must qualify for all of that. I have a specific credit score that you must achieve. There's credit report review that you will have to undergo to make sure that you are making your payments and have been making payments to credit cards, to your apartment complex for the past 12 months with 0 to no lates. I will also be letting you know, your counselor actually will be the one letting you know or matching you with the lots that they believe you may qualify for, and they will proceed moving forward as to what that means. If you qualify, then we are happy to be able to provide you with a 0% interest mortgage. It is for 30 years. We are also happy to provide $8,000 in down payment assistance. One of the requirements to be able to get that down payment assistance is that we do require a number of partnership hours or volunteer hours. You can decide to build along with our core volunteers on the house that perhaps will be the one for your family or any other house that is currently under construction. Or you can also gain completion of hours through working at our stores, or even the education courses would be able to provide you that volunteer hour requirement as well. We do also offer closing cost assistance. Currently, we're at $2,000, but please have in mind that depending on closing cost, you will have to pay that figure at the end of closing. You're also required to bring in $2,000 prior to as form of earnest money. So let's say if you decide that you are interested in coming to Habitat, we would require $2,000 up front, and then closing costs may vary anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000. We are happy to be able to allow stacking of other funding sources. What that means is if FHO Bank, for example, has grant in the amount of $25,000 and I send your application on your behalf and you qualify for that, not only would you get those $8,000, but you would also get those $25,000, which means that it would total about $33,000 reduction from your loan amount. An average, currently what I'm looking at would be mortgage payments ranging from about $950 to $1,200. It is dependent on the neighborhood. For example, if you're looking at West Dallas, currently our property taxes are pretty high, so you would be looking more into the $1,200 range. If we're looking at areas such as Joppy or Bonton Farms, where we're also building, then the payment may be lower than $1,000. Additional support, we do want to make you aware that Habitat's main goal is to help you become mortgage ready. Again, if we have a house that we're able to offer you, that is a plus and that is a great plus. But please have in mind that our counselor's goal is to get you in a home, not necessarily a Habitat home. They will guide you through other loan financing programs, whether it be Bank of America, whether it be Chase. They will also have you find out what other down payment assistance programs are available to you that perhaps Habitat may not have available to you. I have provided you with a few resources. If you decide that you do want to at least find out if you're eligible through our Habitat program, please use our website, going through home counseling, education, creating an account. It'll guide you through a pre-screening tool, which will let you know whether you qualify or not. Sincere responses are advised. Please have in mind that if you decide to come into our program, it will be such as you're buying a house in the open market. I will go ahead and verify your rent. I will go ahead and verify your employment. I will go ahead and verify your credit report. I will look at your pay stubs. I will go ahead and look at your bank statements. Please be as sincere as possible in your responses. And any questions that you all may have regarding our program, not sure if are accepted now or at the end of the presentation.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Melissa, for sharing all this information about Dallas Habitat. You all, I hope you're taking notes. But again, as a reminder, we're going to send this information to you by next week. So if you are not sure if you are mortgage ready or you don't know where to start, come to Dallas Habitat. That you have our HUD housing counselors that are going to assist you and let you know the steps you need to take to become mortgage ready so we can help you achieve the goal of home ownership. Right. All right. So next up, we are going to keep rolling, and we are going on with our next presenter. We have Cadence Bank, Mr. Kip Dixon with Cadence Bank. Hi, Kip.
Hello. How are you doing?
Good,
just trying to share this screen.
Okay.
Let's see, get up here. Now, you did all this practice, right? So now,
you can go to slideshow up there at the top, Kip.
Sure. There we go. Right here. There we go, right there. Are you able to see it?
Yes, but you may want to change your display settings. Yes,
there we
right
go.
There
we go.
All right.
All right. Well, let me put this timer on. Hello, everyone. I want to welcome you all to today's event. This is probably one of my favorite events of the year. We reach a good many people and we're able to give this knowledge. And some of the questions I've always heard is that, man, I wish I would have known this before I bought my home. And so today serves as a great opportunity to engage with our community and share with some of the great things that we're all doing. Again, Kip Dixon with Cadence Bank, and I'm glad to be here. So with regards to our products, at Cadence, we understand that customers have unique needs when it comes to mortgage lending. And that is why we have developed several products tailored to meet those needs. And with the selection of our portfolio products, we're there to help people meet their financial goals as well as navigate their home ownership journey. So at Cadence, we have several types of portfolio products, our standard ARM mortgages and fixed rate loans, professional and premier professional loans, medical professional loans, and as well as right at home loans, which I'm really going to focus on, along with construction of perm and renovation of perm loans. As stated, we have our standard ARM and fixed rate loans. This is, we develop these so borrowers have access to a certain type of quality loan product with regards to what they're seeking and how they're seeking to purchase a home, as well as our premier professional products. This is something that we introduce with customers with higher incomes and our investable liquidity. This has I've helped several members in the community with this product, and hopefully we'll be able to help you as well. And so this right here is it's a chart, and you'll receive these charts from Habitat. It talks about the professional loans, professional and opportunity loan amounts. But like I said, for the sake of today, I really want to focus on our right at home product, which I'm coming up to soon. We have a medical professionals program, which is on par one of the best in the industry. And we do several of these. So if you know someone in the medical profession or please reach out to me and let's see what we can do. So for the sake for today, this is I hate to say it, but I may not hate to, but I love this product. It's our vision to help people, companies, and then communities prosper. But to do that, we have to meet the needs of our borrowers where they are in their financial journey. This Right at Home product, folks, is tailored to help borrowers located within low to moderate income areas or who have qualifying income limits within qualifying limits. It's our 100% financing product. It's a fixed rate. There is no mortgage insurance requirement, and fees are significantly reduced. And you can use it for a purchase or refinance of your primary residence. And this is a product I use a lot with a lot of the grants like FHLB, Federal Home Land Bank. I use it a lot with the city of Dallas, DHAP, Dallas UpCap, several of the programs and speakers that you'll hear from today. I really enjoy being able to layer products, and that is something I use this with a lot, because when you have zero down payment and no PMI,
What you
and you
doing?
can use the funds, and you can use the funds to, for closing costs, and your minimum investment is really $500. We just have to see that you've contributed $500 to this process. So again, it's my favorite program, especially when I'm helping a lot of first-time home buyers. And we introduced this product here. It's the Right at Home Emerging Communities. Same guidelines as we stated earlier on the Right at Home, except this is it's really best for borrowers who are on that path of economic growth, who may make a good income but not have sufficient savings required for a down payment. So you can make up to the income limit up to 200% of like our MSA's median family income. And so in Dallas, it comes out to be right at 190 some thousand. So this is a really good product for those who have worked hard and just want to have an opportunity. Excuse me. So on the tracks, the Right at Home, low to moderate income census tract, no income limits, or Right at Home middle or upper income census tract, but you're below or at the 80% of the area median income, which family can income be in middle or upper income census tracts. So Right at Home emerging communities. This is really good for our the majority minority census tract. So there's a G coder, something that we as lenders, we will look at and see first if the tract qualifies. And again, it's up to 80 to 200% of the MSA's estimated median family income, as I spoke earlier, in the middle and upper income tracts. And again, these are products that it will take us to review and talk to together and see what is the best interest for you as a borrower. And also I want to talk about our construction to perm. That's a really great product for those who want to build or renovate a home. And it's a one qualification, one time closing. We lock the rate up front. And we have several loans that are flexible to help modify the products once construction is complete. So I am one of the certified CPRP loan originators for our company. Again, other mortgage products, we do the conventional conforming loans up to 806, 500 in most counties that we represent here. FHA loans, VA loans, and USDA loans. And so some of our other major program features, we're proud to honor and celebrate those in our community that, community heroes. And so these are for full-time law enforcement, firefighters, teachers, first responders, nurses, and active duty military and veterans. And we offer $500 in savings at closing when they purchase or refinance their primary home. We also offer a preferred rate program. So if you open an account with us, we will, and it's auto pay, we will look at giving you a discount on your rate. So why choose Cadence Bank? I'm there. That's the main reason. But besides that, we recognize that customers have unique needs when looking for home financing. That is why we have created several portfolio products to meet those needs. My team is here in Dallas, my processor, my assistant, as well as my operations manager, all right here. And so if I need something done, it's instantaneously. I don't have to wait a day or two. And efficiency in processing, which a lot of people have concerns about. We do a really good job with communicating throughout the whole process. I can speak for myself. I pick up the phone when someone calls, as well as I respond via email. So I think that's going to be the key when you're trying to talk to someone and moving forward. One of the great things we do, we retain our services. We on the majority of our loans that we originate. So we want to give people peace of mind knowing that their loans won't be passed along every time you look around every week, a month, you're having to write a check somewhere else. And so the one thing that really I wanted to say we take pride in is our commitment to DEIB. We've taken the support of emerging markets as well as diversity and inclusion within our communities and organization very seriously. And one thing I like about Cadence Bank, not only do we talk the talk, but they do walk their walk with the things that we're trying to do within our communities. So this brings me down to our questions, but I think we're going to do that at the very end, and I made it on time. So thank you all for giving me your time today, and I'm honored to be here.
Awesome. Thank you, Kip. We appreciate you sharing all this information about Cadence Bank with the community today. And I can tell you all that Kip is a dedicated partner of Dallas Habitats. He is at every homebuyer education class that we offer. This is on Saturday, so he is committing his time to come and educate the community about what is needed to be successful as you go through the home buying process. So again, thank you so much, Kip. And we're going to keep it rolling. We're going on to our next presenter. We have Pilar Johnson with First Horizon Bank. Welcome, Pilar.
Thank you, Aretha, and good morning, everyone. All right, I think I am sharing. Okay, can you see my presentation?
Yes, we can see it.
Perfect. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm so happy to be here today. I am Pilar Johnson, a loan originator with First Horizon. First Horizon is a Memphis-based bank that is across 13 states, typically in the northern sector. But we are newer to Texas and so have a smaller footprint, but looking to grow soon. Here at Dallas locally, we have 2 locations, one in Plano off of Preston and the Tollway, and then one in more of the Park Cities area off of Northwest Highway in the Tollway. But because I am 100% remote, no matter where you are in the DFW footprint, I would love to meet with you to make it convenient and answer any of the questions that you might have. Because we are a bank, we do have all of your standard FHA, conventional, USDA, VA, you name it. We have the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac products. But one of the pluses of working with a bank is we also offer portfolio loans. We do keep those loans in-house, and so similar to Mr. Kip, those loans will not be transferred outside. So when you do have questions throughout the process post-closing, we are there and happy to assist. All right, so next. Okay, so As you're going to hear today, a lot about different down payment assistance programs and loan products, and majority of them, being fully transparent, are going to be similar. Yes, there are things that set us apart, but I would say truly people do business with who they have a good relationship with. And so, of course, wanted to introduce myself and my team. But one thing when you're working with myself, you'll have me as your dedicated loan officer to advocate on your behalf. And then you'll also have who I like to say the wind beneath my wings, Miss Kayla Wright. She is the processor who will help to collect any documents to get us to that closing table. The great thing about having a smaller team and not a lot of hands in the pot is, both Kayla and I know what's going on with your financial situation and can advocate for you and on your behalf to those on the team that you will not meet, such as the underwriter. So one thing I would say when you look to start your home ownership journey, please be transparent with whatever loan officer you choose to work with, because we cannot best do our jobs and advocate on your behalf if we do not fully understand what's going on in your finances and your credit. And it's always better to be proactive instead of reactive. So I always like when clients, overshare with me just so I can have a full picture and really put a story together about your financial profile before sending your file to underwriting, because that is one of the team members that you will not meet throughout the loan process. So this is the team, and these are the only two people that you will be directly working with if you choose to move forward with First Horizon. All right, now a little bit about our products. Like I mentioned, since we are a bank and we do have those portfolio loans, on top of portfolio loans, we also offer grant assistance. So when you're thinking down payment assistance, there's two types. You've got grants, and then you also have deferred forgivable second liens. With a grant, that is in essence free money. That's money that you do not have to pay back, and we are not putting a lien on your property. So First Horizon is proud to offer two grants at this time. One is our first responder grant, which can go up to $10,000 if you are an active first responder, so police officer, firefighter. That also includes correctional officers. So if you do serve, Dallas, Denton, or Collin County, maybe at one of the jails, we can also assist you with this first responder grant. Also happy to note it includes our medical healthcare workers and our educators. And when I mention educators, you do not have to be a teacher. If you work in the cafeteria, in the nurse's office, as an admin, but you are in the school system, then we should be able to assist with this grant of up to $10,000. We also have our homebuyer grant. With the homebuyer grant, we can offer up to $9,000 in grant assistance, and that would be for clients who are at a low to moderate income when it comes to your income level, or you are purchasing in a low to moderate income census tract. So maybe you're over that 80% AMI. That's not an issue. You may be purchasing in one of the newer upcoming areas that's going through some changes and has, $1 million homes being, constructed, but the census tract is still considered low to moderate income. You could potentially qualify for that $9,000. Something else that's great about these grants is they are not slated just for down payment assistance. While they can assist you with your down payment, we can use it for closing costs, rate buy down. So there's a variety of ways to allocate those funds to help you bring as little money to the closing table as possible. So getting into the specifics on the programs that we offer, we have what's called our Home Start Mortgage. That is 100% financing, meaning there's no down payment. So in essence, you only have closing costs to worry about. But again, if you can qualify for the Home Start Mortgage and you are purchasing in Dallas, Denton, or Collin County, we should be able to pair that with one of those grants I discussed earlier. And typically that does take care of majority of the closing costs unless we are exploring a potential rate buy down. Another great benefit of this program is there's no mortgage insurance. If you're not familiar, mortgage insurance can range anywhere from about $150 to $300 depending on your credit. And for some products, can be on that loan for the life of the loan. So that's definitely a major savings to not have that mortgage insurance on there at all. So that's something great to look out for as well. And again, depending on what area you're purchasing in, you could potentially use both the Home Start mortgage and one of those grants in any area that is considered low to moderate income census tract, unless you are considered a first responder, which of course gives you a bigger footprint to be able to purchase in. Last but not least, we do have a Home Possible and a Home Ready mortgage. Because these products are CRA products, they also have lender paid mortgage insurance. So the bank is actually taking that cost from you and only requiring a 3% down payment. So maybe we're not able to get you qualified for that 100% financing. There are other options and products to help you avoid mortgage insurance and still have a very low down payment. And this is another product that we can pair that grant with. And last but not least, all of our products are stackable. So whether you're receiving the grant assistance and or 100% financing, even this Home Possible with the 3% down, if you also need to leverage City of Dallas's DHAP program, which you'll hear more about later today, or maybe TSHAC, which I believe you'll also hear about, that is an option. So we can stack as many programs as needed to help you bring as little money to the table as possible. And so that actually concludes my program, and I look forward to questions at the end of the presentation. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pilar. Great information, you all. You all are getting so much good information. I hope you're taking those notes. And as a reminder, this event is being recorded, and you will receive a link to the recording and also contact information for all the presenters today. All right. So up next, we have our next presenter. We have MidFirst Bank, Miss Lorena Torres. Welcome, Lorena.
Hi, everyone. How are you? Thank you for having me here. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Let me get it on slideshow view. Oh. Okay, here we go. Alrighty, so again, my name is Lorena Torres. I am with MidFirst Bank. The program I'm going to present to you today is called the Dream Home Loan and Grant Programs. With this program, we've seen a lot of people really enjoy working with us. We have a great team, which we work from beginning to end. We are always available to answer any questions, and my processor will always be there to assist you if you have any questions also. Okay. So the program is up to 100% financing. We do have flexible underwriting. We do not do no private mortgage insurance, and then we also waive our loan origination fee for $8.95. And we also, one of the requirements is you must be a first-time home buyer. So usually there is a loan origination fee. With MidFirst Bank, we'll pay for that fee. It won't come out of your pocket. The $8.95 will be used towards your loan. Okay, and then there is limited availability on this program for a $6,500 grant. The grant does not have to be paid back. So once you have this program accepted, you're qualified, we go through the whole process, you get to closing. We do not put a lien on your house. We pretty much, the day you close, the grant is yours. We do not request for you to pay it back. The grant that we offer for the $6,500 can also be applied towards down payment or closing costs. Unfortunately, we're not able to do a buy down rate since our rates are pretty low. So we would only be able to apply it towards your closing costs and your down payment. With this being said, if at any point there's an overage that we might not be able to use, then we'll tend to lower your loan amount also. There is, like I just stated, there's no repayment for this grant required. And then this program can also be layered with other down payment assistance programs. So again, there's other programs out there that we can possibly work together to make it easier for you guys to have both the $6,500 grant and also the information that is provided by the other program. The property does have to be a primary residence. So unfortunately, if you already owned a home, we would have to either, you would be leaving that home to enter your new home as your primary home, or the other option would be that, again, if you have already owned a home, time has passed at least 3 to 5 years to where you can qualify again as a first-time home buyer. And I did get a little bit of my information here. I'm going to leave it up real quick just while we do a little bit of talking regarding MidFirst. So like I stated, MidFirst will help you from beginning to end. We'll start off with a pre-qualification process. Through the pre-qualification process, we'll make sure that you're able to qualify for the program. We tend to look at some of the requirements would be your credit score would need to be at least around a 640 to be able to qualify. The property does have to be in a minority majority census tract. So through our end, we use a website where we can check to make sure that your property is in the location that we need it to be. And we also try to make sure that we're able to be there for you guys and talk consistently with you through the whole process. And then we also, through the pre-qualification process, we make sure that everything is verified and checked to make sure that everything is transparent. So it is very important that you guys do let us know everything as transparent as possible. So that way, when we go through the process, there is no issues with anything at the end. And I think that's about it for me.
All right. Thank you so much, Lorena. We appreciate you sharing the information. Great job. Awesome.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Yes, yes. You all, again, this is being recorded. I know you all keep putting that in the chat. And I know different people are coming on it. So I'm trying to remind you all, it is being recorded and you're going to get the link to the recording. And also you're going to get the presenters information. All of that will be shared next week. Okay. Our next presenter is with Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Rosa. How are you this morning?
Good.
Good. We're so
Okay.
happy to have you.
Give me 1 sec to share my screen.
All right.
Am I good there?
Yes, you are
Okay.
good.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you, Aretha, and thank you, Dallas, for having us or having all of the speakers today. I'm, like she said, Rosa Liscano with the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs, specifically with the Texas Homebuyer Program Division. TDHCA has a number of different divisions that help serve Texas households across the state of Texas, but the Texas Homebuyer Program specifically focuses on down payment and closing cost assistance. So as we are the state agency for Texas, there's only one per state. Why is that important to you as a home buyer? Is that comes with the financial security of the state of Texas behind our down payment assistance funds. So that's good to know. Once you make a reservation in our system for these funds, those are guaranteed through your closing when you're using these programs. We primarily serve low to moderate income Texas households, and our main true goal is primarily education and resources around the home buyer, the pathway to home ownership, as well as the use of down payment and closing cost assistance programs. So you're going to hear from a number of different people today with all kinds of different options and programs for you, which is great. The fact that you even registered for this and you're taking the time to learn about it is helping you on the path to becoming a successful homeowner. The main thing I want you to take away from today, from everybody, because you're probably getting so much information that it feels like you're drinking from a fire hose, and so it's just going to flood you with too many details, is that there are resources out there available to you as a potential home buyer. So save the contact information, go back and review these things later on. Don't try to take 101 notes because it's going to be overwhelming. And some of these terms are probably going to be over your head, and that's fine. You're talking to the experts, so reach out to them for the information to help you along the path. So I'm going to jump into the presentation here, if my system will let me. Oh. Okay. So for TDHCA, our particular program, this is just kind of a real high level overview of how the process works. Like I said, our primary focus is education, it's resources, it's the information that these programs exist. And so your first step really is to kind of sit down and review your financial situation, determine if you're even need of down payment and closing cost assistance. If you have no idea, it sounds like something you might be interested in or you might want, sit down and talk to a housing counselor, figure out if you're even mortgage ready, because at the end of the day, these programs are there to help you get into the home, but you're still going to have a mortgage payment to make, right? So these are great resources to help give you a leg up to kind of make home ownership a reality, but you also want to be financially prepared for the long term so you can be a successful homeowner. So basically, review that financial situation. If you're not sure, kind of where your credit score is, if you're not sure what your debt to income looks like, if you don't even know what those terms mean, housing counselors are a great resource for you, and there's ones available. From there, for our particular program, you're going to have to work with a TDHCA approved lender. You heard from Kip earlier, Cadence Bank is an approved lender with TDHCA. So you already have a resource there if you want to get more information about your eligibility for these programs. So you want to work with a TDHCA approved lender. They're going to do the heavy lift for you. They're going to basically do all of the eligibility requirements for you in terms of figuring out what you qualify for. We at TDHCA, we don't take applications directly. So if you come to our website and you're like, how do I apply? You won't find an application on our website because it's all done as part of the mortgage process. Like I said, you have to be able to qualify for a mortgage in order to take advantage of most of these programs. So from there, so I put this as number 3, which is technically you can kind of do this at any time. And we highly recommend taking a homebuyer education course regardless, because it's just going to help the process, understanding the path to homeownership, what you're going to experience when, people are asking you to fill out a mortgage application, what those terms are, what information you're going to need, what documents you're going to need to gather. And then from there, actually putting an offer, going shopping for a home once you get pre-qualified, shopping for the home, putting in offers, all the fees that are associated with it. Down payment and closing costs is a portion of it. But again, there's other fees that come with purchasing a home. So homebuyer education courses, there's some great ones out there. There's some free ones available. I believe Dallas Habitat has some great resources for that as well. And like I said, you're going to get copies of these presentations, so there'll be more resources later on that you can utilize for that. But take a homebuyer education course. In order to be eligible for our specific program, you do have to have a completion certificate from a homebuyer education course that will be needed to give to your lender in order to put with your package. Once you get approved from your lender for our program, again, they're going to pre-qualify you. They are going to include the down payment and closing cost assistance, and it's going to just piggyback off of that first lien approval. So there's no upfront review required. Again, there's no separate application. It's all part of that mortgage process. So getting approved for that first lien mortgage, as long as you're utilizing one of our approved lenders, they're going to make sure that you also qualify for these programs. You do want to say, I'm interested in down payment and closing cost assistance. Can you see if I'm eligible as you're getting me pre-qualified? If you do qualify, then the lender, again, like I said, they're the experts at this. They've been doing this. They know all the different programs. And if they're approved with our programs, then they're going to make the reservation in the system for those funds. They're going to lock in the interest rate for those funds. The benefit of using this particular program is that it doesn't take you any additional time to close on a house. It's all part of it. It's all part of the regular mortgage process. There are some programs out there that they do take a little bit more time, depending on maybe they need a separate kind of appraisal type of thing for their program. Ours does not. So you don't, if you're ever in the situation where you're putting in an offer on a house, your realtor doesn't have to even tell the seller like that you're using down payment and closing costs. It's none of their business. It's all part, you're getting that loan approved, you're getting these additional funds to use for your closing, and it's not going to delay the process. So it's all integrated. From there, once your loan is approved, your lender is going to help get your closing scheduled, and you get to celebrate. You've achieved home ownership. And again, this is just kind of with a little leg up, a little help by utilizing these programs. Okay, so real quickly, we have two main programs that we use at TDHCA. We have our My First Texas Home program and then our My Choice Texas Home program. And the main difference between these two is that for My First, you do have to be a first-time home buyer. But if you are not a first-time home buyer and you want to take advantage of down payment assistance, then the My Choice Texas Home program is available for repeat home buyers. So if you currently own a home, you're selling your home, move out of your home, trying to purchase another one, you still can qualify, but these do have to become your primary residence. So you do have to, when you use these programs, you are going to move into this home as your primary residence in order to use these programs. So again, for My First, we do have FHA, VA, and USDA options. It's a first-time home buyer requirement, and there are income and purchase price limits that apply. So depending on the county that you're purchasing the home in, the income and purchase price limits vary. For My Choice, we don't have any purchase price limits. So potentially, I always say potentially any home is eligible for down payment assistance. Both of our products offer anywhere between 2 up to 5% of assistance, and it's based on the total loan amount. And these funds can be used for down payment or closing costs. It is a fixed interest rate, and it's determined by the down payment assistance amount that you're using. So I know, some programs offer the rate buy downs and things like that. Ours does not. It's a fixed rate. It has to do with the amount of down payment assistance that you're utilizing. And those change every single day. We post a rate notice on our website for our lenders, and our homeowners can look at those as well. But they do fluctuate every single day based on the market, but they are a fixed rate. So you can't use these to buy down. You do have to take a home buyer education course, but the program is available statewide. So potentially any home in the entire state of Texas is possibly eligible for down payment assistance. So the property types that are eligible for these programs, we have new or existing single family residences. So you can purchase a new construction home with this. Duplexes, as long as one side is occupied by the owner as your primary residence. So you do have to live at one side of the duplex. Condominiums, and then also manufactured homes. So we do single and double wide manufactured homes. They just have to be considered real property by the time of loan purchase. And if you don't know what that means, your lender does, and they will make sure that that is met. The form of assistance that we have these on, and I know I'm racing through a lot of this, and like I said, it's fine. You'll get copies of this later. Just know these programs exist. One thing important about ours, we have it in the 30-year deferred repayable loan, as well as a 3-year forgivable. Ours are loans. So this is money that does have to be paid back if you sell, pay off, or refinance. The benefit for the 3-year forgivable is that if you live in the home for 3 years, you're current on your mortgage, and it's still your primary residence, that loan will be forgiven. So it kind of acts like that grant that you heard about earlier. What is the benefit of having to take out a loan? It's a second loan. So the benefit here is that there's no interest on that second loan. We've all had a loan on something at some point in our lives. Interest is what kills you, right? So there's no interest on this second loan. So that's the additional kind of that extra leg up. My boss likes to call it the grandparent loan. Like, your grandparent gave you some money to use, and you can give it back to them whenever you're done without having that interest charged on it. We do also have a program called the No DPA Unassisted Loan Option, which all this is a below market competitive interest rate. So we've seen the markets kind of go crazy with interest rates over the last couple of years. It's really scared a lot of home buyers because interest rates are intimidating. They've gone a lot higher than when we had the COVID situation. And so people are afraid to purchase with crazy high interest rates. This option is for home buyers that maybe you already have your down payment funds and you're just looking for a competitive interest rate. This rate is available, but it is only for first-time home buyers. We do also have a cool program. It's called Bonus Gift Dollars, and it's through some partnerships that we've had with some local housing finance agencies in certain counties. Basically, this is an additional service that you can piggyback on top of the down payment assistance. And this is truly free gift funds. So this is not money that you have to pay back, but it does have to be used in conjunction with one of our other programs. And on this next slide here, these are the different housing finance corporations that we've partnered with and the different areas that they serve. So this additional kind of free money, as long as you're purchasing a home in one of these areas, then you can add on the additional gift fund money to your loan. And this money doesn't have to be paid back. You can just apply it as additional down payment or help for closing costs, however your lender wants to apply it. The main thing to note is that it's only available through TDHCA, and you do have to be purchasing in a certain area. So for example, we have McKinney Housing Finance Corporation that serves the entire city of McKinney. You can get up to $5,000 by using that program anywhere in the city of McKinney, as long as the property is located there and you're using one of our other programs. So this is, I'm not sure how I'm doing on time. I totally lost track and I apologize, but I'm going to try to wrap this up.
You're doing good, Rosa.
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to run through this.
You have about 8 minutes.
Okay. Awesome. Great. So this is our website. It's the TexasHomebuyerProgram.com. As you heard, I'm with TDHCA. So we do have a separate TDHCA website, and it has a bunch of other divisions and a bunch of other resources for Texas households. And I encourage you to look at that as well, because regardless of down payment and closing costs, I've seen throughout the chat, everybody has different situations. There might be a service available to you for your particular situation, whether it's something for disability, something for rental assistance, things like that. There's tons of different programs out there. Our division is specifically for down payment and closing cost assistance. So please make sure you're going to the TexasHomebuyerProgram.com for these resources. As a home buyer, we have it scheduled, or we have it set up for home buyers, for lenders, for realtors. So you would just click on for home buyers, and it'll walk you through a super quick, really easy 3-step process. First, educate yourself. Take a home buyer education course. If you click there, it does give you a couple of different options that we have available. Some are free, some are paid, depending on the extent of the resources that you need. But that certificate is required in order to utilize our programs. From there, you'll get pre-qualified with the TDHCA approved lender. And if you click there, it'll give you a list of a bunch of different lenders that are approved to work with us. If you've already started the process and you're working with the lender that did get you pre-qualified already, and you don't see them on the list, email us, reach out to us and ask us. Sometimes they're not listed there. We have some on the backside of our website. So if you're not sure and you've already started that process and you maybe want to take advantage of this, feel free to reach out to us and we can confirm whether or not. And if they're not, then we can also refer you to some that maybe give you that additional option. For example, Kit from Cadence Bank. And then after that, it's locating a realtor to help you guide you through the process. If you're not already using one, we do have realtors that take specific training in order to utilize our programs. Any realtor can potentially use our programs, but these have taken specific training, so they're familiar with it, they know how they work, and they're just an additional resource for you. And from there, these are just quick links for some of the things that we talked about throughout the presentation. As Aretha said, you will be getting a recording of this as well as copies of the presentation. So these are just some quick links and options for you to refer back to. As I said previously, I kind of want to stress the importance of understanding everybody has a completely different journey and path for home ownership. And a situation and scenario, but there's so many different programs available out there that it's great that you're here. And I want you to just take away the fact that there's somebody that I can reach out to and contact in order to get more information. The big takeaway for TDHCA is you can find the 3-step process on our website, but you're not going to find an application. So the entire kind of approval and eligibility process is all done through a lender. We want to reinforce the fact that homebuyer education is essential because it's just going to help make sure you understand the process, but also help you become a successful homeowner. Like I said, most of the programs that you're going to hear about our assistance, right? You're going to still have to make a mortgage payment at the end of this once you purchase a home and you get help with these. So we want to make sure you understand that process and you truly get mortgage ready by working, whether it's with a housing counselor, whether it's a lender that's really going to explain and walk you through that process and what that mortgage payment is going to look like at the end of it. But again, just understand that there are programs available for you and there's a number of different resources. And even look at TDHC, our regular main website, for some additional services for Texas households. And I think my last slide is just contact page, but I think they're sharing it. So this is our main contact. This is a shared inbox with our team. We're a small but mighty team. But if you ever have any questions about our programs, you can reach me directly, which I think they're sharing in the chat. If not, this is also our shared inbox for our group with the Texas Homebuyer Program. But that's pretty much it. I will turn it back over to Aretha.
Thank you, Rosa. Such great information. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I know this is a down payment expo, so I wanted to give you all just a did you know? Okay. So did you all know that in the early 1900s, home buyers were expected to pay 50% down? Okay. But over time, the typical down payment has reduced, especially with government-backed loans like FHA loans, which can have a down payment as low as 3.5%. Okay, so don't let down payment scare you. There are options, and you all are seeing that today. All right, so let's go on, and we're going to go on to our next presenter, which is Texas State Affordable Housing Corporation, and we have Ms. Gracie Perez, who's going to present on their behalf. Gracie.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you just fine.
Well, good morning to all the 383 attendees. I'm watching as people come in and go, and I'm just so proud of all of us that are joining today, this morning. I know that compromising into getting ready or getting mortgage ready can be difficult, and at times, based on my clients, it seems impossible. But trust me, we all have been there, and I want to encourage you to dream and dream big and know that if you put your mindset to this goal, manifest it, pray about it. I know it will happen. Listening to everyone presenting, all the banks presenting their programs, it makes me want to become a first-time home buyer again. I bought my first home when I was 22. I started in the banking industry, and long story short, I have been in the industry and financial industry for 20 years now. And I now own my own mortgage company, which is something that I had never thought that I could accomplish when I was in my 20s or even in closer to my 30s. But if you put your mindset into something, if you manifest it, if you whatever it is that your mission is in life, for example, mine, when it comes to my career, is to educate, empower, and serve my community. And for that reason, I wanted to have my own mortgage company where I could tailor loans dedicated to my community. Once again, my name is Gracie Perez. I am the owner of Generational Lending here in Dallas, and today I'm representing Texas State Affordable Housing Corporation, TSHAC, which is one of the companies that I use to help my community with down payment assistance. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that I can start my presentation. Can you guys see the screen?
Yes, Gracie, we can see your screen.
Perfect. Okay, well, welcome to Texas State Affordable Housing Corporation. They have home buyer programs for Texas. Their mission is to serve the low and moderate income Texans to help them buy their first home. But the programs are also not necessarily for first-time home buyers either. You can also be a home buyer but need an assistance or down payment assistance for your next home. About TSHAC. TSHAC is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Our mission is to serve the housing needs of low-income Texans and other underserved populations. We fulfill our mission through the concept of affordable housing programs in Texas. Whether you are looking for programs to help you build, to help you buy, or to stay connected with different organizations or people in the state, TSHAC can help you get connected with those programs. Now, what type of homebuyer programs do they have? They have loans with down payment assistance, and they also have a mortgage interest tax credit. So now they have several options available to the home buyers. They have a 2% program in assistance, 3%, 4%, and 5%. The assistance is based on the total loan amount. For example, if your loan amount is $100,000, the amount in assistance, for example, if you choose to go with the 5% in assistance, will be $5,000. You don't need to be a first-time home buyer but you do have to use the programs for your primary residence. So if I have a home right now and I need to upgrade my home, or I need to move from Dallas to El Paso or San Antonio, and I don't want to sell my house in Dallas, you can still use down payment assistance as long as your next home is going to be your primary residence. The amount in assistance can be used to cover down payment and closing costs. They do have two options. Option number one is going to be a grant. The type of loans available for this option: FHA, VA, USDA. This is a true gift that never has to be repaid back to them. You can choose between 2% to 5%. The option two, which is surprisingly the most popular right now with my home buyers, is the 3-year deferred forgivable second lien. You can do FHA, USDA, VA, or conventional loans. The second lien is a 0% interest on the second lien, no monthly payments on it. It has lower rates than the grant option, and you can go from 2 to 5%. The 3-year deferred forgivable second lien, after you have been in the house and made your payments for the 3-year mark, then the loan is fully forgivable. They also have mortgage interest tax credits. Basically, how I explain the mortgage interest tax credit, or MCC, to my clients is, if you use the certificate when you are a first-time home buyer, it puts you in a different tax bracket with the IRS. In other words, if you were paying to the IRS by buying a house and using the MCC, you may not have to pay the IRS any money. It puts you in a different tax bracket. So if you were going to owe the IRS, maybe you owe less, or if you were going to get a refund, maybe now you're going to get a bigger refund by using the MCC. Now, I am not a CPA or tax preparer, but that's basically how it works when you are a first-time home buyer and use the MCC. So the MCC is only available for first-time home buyers only. Now, if you are a veteran, you can use it even if you're not a first-time home buyer anymore. You must occupy the home as your primary residence. The MCC helps buyers qualify for more because we can do the calculation in the system and give you income from the MCC. It is free for Texas Heroes using our program. And for those that are not Texas Heroes, there is a fee, and it's around $500. The MCC is equal to 15% of the mortgage interest paid every year. For example, if your loan amount is $320,000, your interest rate is 7.625. The interest rate in the first full year is $24,400. 15% of that would be $3,660. So before they had a 2,000 max on the credit earned. Now they have changed it to where you could get a 3,660 credit earned on when you claim your taxes with the MCC. What is the difference between the tax credit and a tax deduction? This is very important for all of us to understand. The tax credit, it's a reduction of your tax liability or taxes owed. The tax deductions, reduction of taxable income. Now, I know that it's a lot of information at once. And so we wanted to make it easy for everybody to understand in the following 1 to 5 steps. Where do you want to start? If you want more information about TSHAC, Texas State Affordable Housing Corporation, they have an amazing website. It's called readytobuyatexashome.com. Basically, they have a lot of information here for buyers, for lenders, for realtors, for developers, for property managers, donors and investors, nonprofit and government. So if you are a first-time home buyer and want to know if you qualify for one of the programs, you take the eligibility quiz, which is pointing on the red arrow. Once you watch the video and take the quiz, which is giving you a guide right here, then you go to the next step, which is you carefully read your quiz results for additional details and the next steps. You contact an approved lender to apply. I am one of the lenders approved through them. I've taken their certifications and classes available in order to teach the class and help the home buyers. But they also have many other loan officers that are also highly qualified. And if you are in a certain area, you can also find them by county. So it's giving you kind of the idea of where to find the top performing loan officers, regional loan officers, preferred loan officers by county as well, and the approved mortgage companies. The next step is you take a home buyer educational course, which is, I highly recommend it. I have taken the class a few times now, even though I'm not a first-time home buyer, and I learn something new every time. Like I said, all the resources are on the website, ready to buy at atexashome.com. Now I'm going to, once you go to the step number 5, you can also find a realtor, but if you go to the lender first, the lender will also be able to guide you and find a qualified realtor that can help you with this program as well. I do want to go and make it, there we are. I wanted to get to this program because on top of TSHAC can also allow you to do stackable loans. What does that mean? It means that you can get 2 to 5% in assistance from TSHAC, but also the program, there's all the other programs in Dallas and in other counties available to do stackable loans. It means that you can select a program with TSHAC, but also a program with the city of Arlington, the city of Dallas, the city of Denton, Fort Worth, Frisco, Grand Prairie, Irving, Plano, and let's see. And that is basically it. Do we have, I know we're going to have a lot of questions and my slide just went crazy. So let me go to the end so you can see my information. Oh.
They're also sharing it in the chat, Gracie. All your contact information.
Okay, perfect. All righty. Well, thank you guys. That's it for me.
All right. Thank you so much, Gracie. That's a lot of great information. And we are going to keep moving so we can stay on time. We have our next presenter, Gary Walters, and he's with Prosperity Home Mortgage. Welcome, Gary.
Welcome. Thank you. It's good to be on. Let me go ahead and share my screen. But I do want to say thank you to everyone that's on here. Big thank you to Dallas Area Habitat for Humanity for putting this all together. I'm sure that everybody on here got a lot of information, and I want to try to give us all a high level overview of everything that's kind of been discussed. If it's stuff that we kind of already went over, I'm not, probably not going to go too in depth on it, but I do want to try to cover quite a bit of information, and hopefully all this information I'm sharing will be beneficial. All right. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
All right, all right. So just give you a little bit more information on me. I've been in the business for over 20 years. I am on the lending team here for Prosperity Home Mortgage. We want to be out and about educating as many people as we can about home ownership. I've been watching the chat, and there's been a lot of specific questions being asked. And I think it's important that if you have a specific question, try to connect with us, because we are able to give you information and give you specific answers. And I think with me being in the business for 20 years, it has helped me give a lot of my clients information they did not know about, and be able to give them something to where they can find answers and get them into a house. I've helped a lot of people get the deal done, which I take pride in. I take pride in education. So Prosperity Home Mortgage, don't get us confused with Prosperity Bank. We are a direct lender. We originate and we close our own loans. Okay. We have recently been ranked, if you see here on my screen, #1 when it comes to customer service satisfaction. I think that's a good thing. And we're local here. Even though we're a nationwide lender, I'm local. And me being local, I have access to a lot of local professionals, and I'm able to educate my clients on the market and everything else. So what I want to do today is just talk about affordable lending. And what is affordable lending? It allows the borrower who may not qualify for a loan get qualified under conventional circumstances. So today, with the time I got, I'm going to talk about the affordable lending benefits, which is more loan options, more down payment assistance options, more affordable payment options, and then also more opportunities to qualify now and build wealth, right? That's why we want to buy a house, because it leads to building wealth. We do have programs with zero down payment. We can do a combo loan where we'll do a first and second mortgage. And just to give you the features of this program, it makes it to where you don't have mortgage insurance. I think somebody covered that earlier. So that eliminates that, and that's going to save you some money. And then also what we'll do is a first and second mortgage with the combo loan. We also do Home Advantage FHA loan. The way that one is going to work is that it's zero down payment as well. You do not have to be a first-time home buyer to take advantage of this program. And what we'll do is we'll give you up to 5% down payment assistance pertaining to the purchase price of the home. Now, this is something we offer here at Prosperity on our own. And these are for my clients sometimes that make more money, because a lot of these down payment assistance programs have income requirements or income restrictions. So we do this program to where it doesn't matter how much money you make, and we can still get you up to 5% down payment assistance, which is a great program. We also offer grants here at Prosperity Home Mortgage. We get the $3,000 grant through Freddie Mac. We have the $4,500 grant through Home Buyer Boost, a Fannie Mae product. We offer all these different programs to stack on top of the down payment assistance that I may be able to qualify you for. Uplift. Uplift is a great program. I like Uplift because it's catering towards my clients that have a little bit lower of a credit score. And what we do is we give you special pricing and a way to give you a good payment on your mortgage, even though you have a lower credit score. I don't know how many veterans I got on here, but I want to tell my veterans, thank you for your service from one veteran to another. One thing I like about us here at Prosperity is that we cater towards our veterans. And on our VA Home Loan Advantage program, we take care of our veterans. There's no down payment, of course, on a VA loan. We will not charge you any origination fee on all our VA loans, no matter what. And we also going to give you the lowest rates that are available. We're very competitive when it comes to interest rates. Also, we offer USDA loans where you can get 100% financing. USDA is for my clients that are looking to buy a house in rural areas. And that's a pretty good program if you're able to qualify for it. It's a governmental loan, but a lot of people don't know that you can do a USDA loan on townhomes, manufactured homes. So there's a lot of different programs that we're able to offer here at Prosperity Home Mortgage for you. Of course, we do bond programs and MCC credits. The last two presenters, you did an awesome job talking about TDACA and also TSHAC. I am qualified. I am a certified loan officer that can do those type of products with you as well. So we can add that to your down payment assistance that you may already be getting from us. We are able to really structure a loan for you that will probably make you think, man, this is a good program. I'm glad I was able to get qualified for it and hardly spend any money out of your own pocket to get it. So I've taught a lot of classes where what was found out by my client is that it cost them less to buy a house than it did to rent another apartment in some cases. So that's why stuff like this is important for you guys to listen to be like a sponge. And of course, you're going to have questions because there's a lot of information. And then you reach out to us as far as contact people to explain it to you, to tell you what you qualify for specifically and get you into a home. Now, what I wanted to do also before I finish my presentation is I want to talk about the service side of it. I think that's very, very, very important because when you're getting that loan done, you want to have a good experience, right? So here at Prosperity, we have different ways to help get that deal done. If you're buying a house and it's at a competitive price, a lot of times other people are trying to get that same house. So we got different ways to help you win those multiple offer situations. We want to give you a better experience. We want to expedite the opportunity for you to get that house and win the deal. So we focus on SURE. SURE stands for Secure Financing Up Front. And I'm sure the loan officers that do a lot of business like myself, we make sure we qualify you up front. So you don't have any surprises when you make that offer for the house or when you're trying to buy the house. Remember, we're a direct lender, so we do make sense underwriting. So when we do our underwriting and we get that loan approved through underwriting, you'll get a signed underwritten approval, which makes it better for when you put an offer in on the house. They'll take your offer more seriously because we already got everything done up front. We'll make it to where you are ready to buy today, right? Worry less about the mortgage. Consider sometimes by you already being committed with a committed approval, it can help you win the deal because you're able to get the loan done quicker. All right. So those are just some of the things that we do, but we also put our money where our mouth is. We right now are promoting $30,000 to the seller and to the listing brokerage. So we're telling them that we will close your loan on time. I think that's important when it comes to multiple offers. Sometimes it's important for them to know that you will be able to help them get that loan closed on time because everybody's depending on getting that loan closed. So with Prosperity, let me help you prosper with more loan options, more down payment assistance options, more affordable payments, and more opportunities to qualify and build wealth. And speaking of qualifying, because I think somebody mentioned high rates and high payments. This is a program I'm doing a lot with a lot of my clients. It's called temporary buy downs. That's financing arranged where the seller or the lender can pay a lump sum of the closing up front to lower the mortgage payment. There's several different temporary buy down programs that are out there, but the one I've been doing a lot is the 2-1 buy down. So the way that works, I know time is well spent. I'm just going to show you this screen, but if you look at the screen, the highlights of it is that what you're doing is if a seller gives you money towards your closing costs, you can use that money to lower your mortgage payment and to go towards a 2-1 buy down. You can lower your mortgage payment for the first year, and this is just an example, save $420 per month the first year. Then save $216 a month the second year. So if rates do go up, like a lot of people believe rates will, go down, not go up. If rates do go down, like a lot of people believe they will, you can refinance and never see the rate that you got qualified at when we got your loan closed. So this is an opportunity for you to save money and hopefully save even more money if rates go down. So with the buy down, just to give you a summary, until rates drop and the market heats up, offering a temporary buy down is an option where you can lower your monthly payment for the first 2 years, opportunity to ease your monthly mortgage payment, more time to budget, more time to get used to that increased payment, and then also hopefully increase your income. I have a lot of young couples. They're going to be making more money in the future. This is a great option for them. And then also it makes obtaining a home, make it to where you can obtain a home now instead of waiting, and then make building wealth a reality for you. So I think this is a great option for you as well. But I went over a lot of stuff because I didn't have that much time. But if you do have questions, do not hesitate to contact me, and I'll go in detail on any of those programs I just mentioned to you. I want to make sure you at least know about them so you can ask me questions about them. There's all my contact information. Once again, thank you for the opportunity to speak to everyone. It looks like we had a great outcome. So if you have any questions, anybody, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you, Aretha. You're on mute.
Thank you, Gary. We appreciate you so much for sharing all this information. And like you said, we know it's a lot of information. So your contact information, the team did put it in the chat. So if you have any questions about any of the presenters and what they have to offer, please reach out to them. The contact information is in the chat. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep it moving with our next presenter, which is the City of Dallas. We're going to welcome Miss Tammy up to present on the City of Dallas. Hi, Tammy.
Hi, good morning, Aretha. Good morning, everyone. Happy to be on board with this. And I have a lot of great information to share. So let me share my screen with you. Let's see, 1 second here. Okay, here we go. So again, I'm Tammy Southall with the Department of Housing, and we're actually Housing and Community Development, rebranded a few months ago. So I'm here to give you information on the Dallas Homebuyer Assistance Program, also known as DHAP in the community. So a little bit, we'll give you a little bit of our background, what our purpose is, how the applicant requirements, property requirements, and I'll talk a little bit about our funding and how to apply. So the City of Dallas is actually, this program has been in existence for over 33 years, and we are here to increase availability for affordable housing opportunities and support neighborhood and community-based preservation and revitalization efforts. So our purpose here is to provide homeownership opportunities for low to moderate income families. We assist with homebuyer assistance with down payment, closing costs, and even principal reductions for home purchases in the city limits of Dallas.
Excuse me, Tammy, you might want to click slideshow. We're not seeing your slideshow view.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Let's
Don't
try
worry.
again. Okay, I'm in slideshow view. Is it, you see it, do you see it advancing?
Go back to go pull your presentation back up for us, and we'll get you there.
Okay, it's, hold on one second.
Yeah, we can see the presentation, but we'll get you to how you start from the beginning.
Okay, I'm sorry, 1 second here.
Oh, you're fine. Okay, and up there at the very top, you're going to see slideshow if you move to the right.
Yeah.
Go back over to your left here in the down there where it says design, transitions, animations.
Okay, slide. Okay, here we go.
Slideshow. Click that, and then go from beginning to right here over to your left.
Okay, are you seeing it now?
Click that from beginning button at the top there.
From beginning, okay.
Right up under file.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Slideshow.
You have slideshow. And scroll over to your left. All the way to the far left. Click that. Yes.
Okay. Do you see it advancing?
Did you click it from beginning?
I did. Yeah, because it's on slideshow for me.
Okay. No worries. Go ahead.
Okay.
We'll just go ahead. As long as they can see it, we're good. Okay.
I'm sorry. So again, so I'm going to talk about some of the requirements for the applicant. So applicants are required to be a U.S. citizen. They can be a permanent resident or any eligible immigration status with a valid social security card. We serve households with projected annual incomes up to 120% of the area median income for Dallas. There are some caveats to that, and we'll get into that in just a little bit. But the employed homebuyers must have a continuous employment history for at least 6 months. Any self-employed applicants, we do require at least 2 years of tax returns. We will make income determination, which will be valid for a 6-month period. Also with our programs, the housing payments cannot exceed 35% of the monthly gross income, and the total debt cannot exceed more than 45% of the monthly gross income. Other requirements, we do require that the applicant live in the property as their primary residence. This program is not eligible for investment purchases, so they must own or occupy the property. They should also be able to qualify for a 30-year amortizing fixed rate mortgage loan from one of our approved lenders. All of the banks and mortgage companies on this call today are all approved with our program. There are no credit score requirements for our program, but we don't work with any type of a high cost, subprime loans, adjustable rate mortgages, or interest only type loans. And then the lenders are required to establish an escrow account for taxes and insurance. And we do require that the applicants take a home buyer counseling course from a HUD certified counseling agency. They can take the course in person or online. And the course provider must be HUD certified. Now, we do ask for our applicants to be able to put a little skin into the game. So we do require a minimum investment of $1,000 toward the purchase of the home. So money's put down for earnest money. If you pay for an appraisal out of pocket, cash to close that you may have to come to closing with, we will count all of that toward meeting that $1,000 minimum investment. We also require that the applicants have at least 2 months reserves, and that would be your mortgage payment. We want to see that you have at least 2 months of your mortgage payments available in the form of liquid assets after closing. So that would be in checking account or savings account. Now, if you have in form of liquid assets, money's above $10,000, the excess amount has to be put toward the purchase of the home. Now, we have 3 different extensions to our program. Our first is what we call our traditional DHEP program. It's funded through federal funds, the Home Investment Partnership Program, as well as the Community Development Block Grant programs. Because of the HUD funding, it is limited to households that are at or below 80% of the area median income. The funding that we have available, if the purchased property is located in what we consider high opportunity areas, and those are areas within the city of Dallas where within the census tracts, the poverty rates are at or below 20%. The buyer can actually get up to $60,000 in assistance. Anywhere else within the city of Dallas is up to $50,000 in assistance. Also, because of HUD funding, HUD does set a sales price limit. So the current limit right now is $342,000 for either an existing property or new construction. This does change annually. This new limit was changed as of September 1st of 2025. So we anticipate a new change September 1st, 2024. So we anticipate a new change in September of 2025. Now, our assistance is not a grant. It is considered a deferred forgivable loan. It's interest-free, and there's no monthly payments on it. And forgiveness occurs annually based on the residency terms on the loan, what we call affordability periods. So if the property, a partial payment is due if you happen to sell the property, if it is leased, or any disposition of the property before meeting the affordability periods, the balance of the loan is due back to the city. And how our affordability periods run, or our residency terms run. Assistance under $15,000 has a 5-year affordability period. It's forgiven at 1/5 per year. Assistance provided between $15,000 and $40,000, there's a 10-year affordability period, forgiven at 1/10 per year. And then assistance more than $40,000 has a 15-year affordability period, forgiven at 1/15 per year. Our second program that we have available is what we call our targeted occupations homebuyer assistance. And this is for those who are in specific occupations such as educational instruction, librarian services, healthcare, protective services. This allows for a little bit higher income because it is funded through our general funds. So projected annual household income has to be between 80% of the area median income, but not to exceed 120%. Now, with this particular program, the maximum amount of assistance available is up to $50,000. Currently, actually, we now have funding available, so we are taking new applications for this program. With this program, there are no sales price limits, so the sales price will be determined by the mortgage lender based on the borrower's mortgage qualifying income and the credit. So again, the housing payment cannot exceed 35% of the borrower's monthly gross income. Because it is funded through general funds, there's only a 5-year affordability period, forgiven at 1/5 per year. And then our most recent program is what we call our anti-displacement homebuyer assistance program, or we call it DHEP 10. 2 years ago, we did this program was introduced with limited funding, and it was such a popular program they decided to fund it for us again for this program year. What it does, it allows for applicants who are current residents of the city of Dallas, and you have to have lived within the city limits for a period of 10 years. Doesn't have to be consecutive, just as long as it's a collective period of 10 years. It's for households with annual income projected at least 50% of the area median income, but not more than 120%. The maximum funding amount available is up to $50,000. And again, with this one, there is no sales price limit. Again, the price will be determined by your mortgage lender based on the mortgage qualifying income and credit. And it also has a 5-year affordability period as well. Here's an income chart. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but we have a chart available of what the 50% limit is based on household size at 80% and 120%. As far as properties, again, the purchased property must be located within the city limits of Dallas. All properties have to appraise for at least 100% of the sales price. You can purchase a single family home, a condo, a townhouse, or a 1 to 4 duplex unit. Again, one of the units has to be occupied as owner occupancy. If you're looking at purchasing an existing property, the property may be occupied by the owner or the borrower. If it is tenant occupied, the tenant is not the intended purchaser, then the owner cannot enter into a contract for a period of 60 days after that tenant vacates the property. Then all of our homes that come through the program, it has to meet the city's minimum housing standards. So we will send out a city inspector to do a visual assessment to make sure that the home is safe and decent for you to move into. Pretty much it has to be move-in ready. If there are any repairs deemed needed by the inspectors, those inspections must be completed prior to closing. Now, this inspection, there's no cost to the buyer for it. The inspection that's done is for the benefit of the program only, not for the benefit of the buyer. But so we do recommend that home buyers go ahead and have their own inspections done on the property. HUD real estate owned properties or REOs, we are eligible for our program as long as they were built after January 1st of 1978. However, we know with HUD programs or HUD homes, it does not allow for repairs to be done prior to closing. But with this program, many repairs need to be done before closing. So if you are looking at a HUD home, it has to be one that's in great condition where there are no repairs needed. And then the program does not allow for the FHA 203K loans, which are repair loans. It's not eligible for this program. Now, when it comes to funding, we have to be careful that we do not over subsidize the buyer. So the actual amount of assistance is going to be based on the need as determined by the sales price, the approved mortgage loan, and the closing costs. So we will take a look at what the lenders will provide a closing disclosure. We need to see an estimate of all closing costs, and we'll do a calculation to determine the exact need. You may not need the full 50 or 60. Maybe you do need the full amount, but we will make a calculation to determine that. Again, we do have ratio requirements, so the housing payment cannot be more than 35% of your monthly income, and your total debt to income ratio cannot exceed 45% of your monthly gross income. Our loans are considered again, it's a loan, and there is a soft second lien that is placed on the property. So again, you will sign what we call a home buyer written agreement, which is really a loan agreement between the buyer and the city of Dallas. And it will spell out how much assistance is provided and what the affordability period is, and then what other requirements that are deemed needed to receive the funding. And again, as I previously mentioned, our funding sources for this particular program is through two sources of federal funds, and then we also use general funds to fund our programs. Again, our subsidies are subject to fund availability on a first-come, first-served basis. There's no commitment made or implied until the city of Dallas has approved funding for each application. And then due to funding limitations, no applicant should assume any commitment, even when an applicant must expend personal funds to meet application requirements. So our application is online. You just visit our website listed there. You have to pre-qualify for the program. We want to first make sure that you do meet the income requirements for the program. So if you go to that website, you'll see a section that says how to apply. And then we've outlined steps for how to get started with the process. And then you can also call us at the number listed here for additional information. And that's the end of my presentation.
Aretha, you're muted.
Thank you. We appreciate you sharing that information with us. And just so we can be mindful of the time, we're going to keep it moving. And we know that there were some glitches with the presentation. So we're going to see if we can share the link with you all so you all can have Tammy's presentation. Okay. Thank you all for putting that information in the chat. We're going to go ahead and move on to our next presenter, which is the City of Irving, Micah Sutton. Hi, Micah.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm well. I'm trying to get my screen up. Give me just one moment.
All right.
I know we just walked through it from the beginning, and
All
then
right. You're
you
good to
see it?
go.
All right.
Yes. Mhm.
All right. Good morning, everybody. I'm Micah Sutton. I'm with the with the City of Irving, Community and Redevelopment Division. I want to discuss with you, go over with our program briefly. The overview of our program, we are a HUD-funded program similar to the city of Dallas. We are entitlement city, which allows us to get funding to use towards CDBG grants, ESG, and home repair, home improvement investment participation grants and things of that nature. So I'll go over it briefly with you. The Community Development Grant or the CDBG grant allows us to have our home rehab programs, public facilities, and public service grants. The ESG is our rapid rehousing homeless solutions, I'm sorry, rapid rehousing program, homeless prevention program, and our Shelter Plus program. And then we have our home program also that allows us to do building, buying, rehabilitation, and things, down payment assistance, which why we're here today. For our down payment assistance program, we do assist up to $50,000. For the eligible participants, for our program, you do have to purchase the home in Irving. You do not have to live in Irving to start the process, but the home must be within the city of Irving. You must be a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident. We do ask that you bring at least $1,500 down towards for the down payment. And we also know that you must meet the HUD income guidelines. And here's a simple little breakdown of the guidelines for our program. As you see, we use from low to mid, just as Dallas. And how to apply for our program. Okay, how to apply for our program. You can go to this website here at the bottom, cityofirving.org. And you can go, it will bring up our housing programs. We have switched to this program called Neighborly. So everything is online. There's no paper process. So you would go to this website. It's a portal type deal. So you will go there, create your profile, and complete the information. You will see the home buyer down payment assistance program at the top. That will be the one you select. Or you can go to our cityofirving.org/housing applications, and it will bring you to this page also, and click start application. Both ways is easy ways for you to go. Now, a little more about our program. It is, like I said, it's $50,000 down payment assistance. There is no payback. The way you pay those loans back, pay that back would be as long as you show proof of your current on your mortgage every year, current on your taxes, and you have mortgage insurance. You show those three items when we send out the information, requesting information, and then a certain percentage will come off every year. Let's see. This is the Neighborly app, Neighborly profile that I was talking about how to apply. You would go there, create your account, and start uploading documents and all the information that it requires. Let's see. The application tips is read all the application descriptions before starting the application. Enter all the information in each application steps. Upload complete and correct documentation. If you send the wrong documentation, it's just going to slow down the process. And that is it for the City of Irving. Just go to thecityofirving.org. If you have any questions, you can feel free to email me or give us a call at that number right there. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Micah, for sharing your information. And I know that everybody's excited about this Q&A session. So at this point, I'm going to welcome all of our presenters back up so we can go ahead and dive into the Q&A session. All our presenters, please turn your cameras on. All right. So let's just dive right into our first question of the day. What are the key qualifying factors to receive down payment assistance? The key qualifying factors to receive down payment assistance. And I am going to toss that to Tammy.
Okay, so the key components for qualifying for down payment assistance. One, you've got to meet the income requirements for the program. As I mentioned, we have three extensions of the Dallas Homebuyer Assistance Program. So you have to make sure that you do meet the income requirements for the program. We do require that our applicants get at least pre-qualified. If you're pre-approved, that's even better. But at least pre-qualification. And then as far as getting approved for the loans, just make sure that you're working with a lender who's experienced in working with our programs. Each of the lenders listed here are all approved with our programs, and they've worked it, so they know how to navigate through it. It's really not a difficult process, but they do know how to navigate through it. So that's what I would say.
Awesome. Thank you, Tammy. Anybody else want to chime in on that one? Are there any kind of like credit restrictions or credit score requirements or anything to receive down payment assistance?
Yeah, and I can help with the question. For TSHEC, for State Affordable Housing Corporation, you will qualify for the down payment assistance based on the credit and income. They do have income limits, and the credit score 640 will get you the best deal out there.
All right. Thank you so much, Gracie. Appreciate you chiming in on that as well. Okay. I'm going to the next question. What are some of the misconceptions of down payment assistance? Kip, can you help us with that one? What are some of the misconceptions about down payment assistance?
I think one of the main misconceptions is that, I make too much money, I can't get any assistance. And so that's why it's important to reach out to one of these great members on this panel and have that discussion, because most of us have our own internal products where that may not be the case, and we can help locate something that's specific to your overall credit profile and based off of your needs. So I always tell people, don't say no, but at some point we will get to yes, but we just got to find the right product for you.
All right. Thank you so much, Kip. Anybody else have anything that they want to share on that question about misconceptions of the down payment assistance?
Well, that's a good point that Kip brought up. We got to make sure when you are looking to get qualified for a house, it's always about the options. What options are there available for you, right? I think every last one of us as mortgage professionals, we want to give you different options, and you let us know which one fits your needs, and then we take it from there. We'll tell you what you need to do to qualify for those options.
And to piggyback off of that, I would say, of course, shop around, because some banks don't have a first-time homeowner requirement. So if you've purchased in the past, you could potentially still get assistance.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate you all. My next question is, what is the timeline for receiving assistance, and how does it get applied? What is the timeline for receiving assistance, and how does it get applied? Let's toss that to Melissa.
Hi, good morning. So for our program regarding Habitat, if you do purchase a Habitat product, then you would receive that down payment assistance at closing. And normally I will go ahead and apply it to your loan amount. But if for some reason, due to other expenses or other collection accounts that perhaps you had to pay at closing, we can use part of that for closing cost to not get to the table and have to book up about $5,000 in closing costs. So you do have that option to at least partially divide that down payment assistance with our program.
Thank you so much, Melissa. We appreciate that. Anybody else have anything they want to add to that? What's the timeline for receiving assistance? And how does it get applied?
Well, I think I want to make a general statement. Most of the programs that we're offered right here, whether it's with TSHAC, TDHCA, or the other banks, they come in with a package of you getting pre-approved with the bank. The bank will do most of the paperwork for you. So it's not like you have to go and apply with 3 different organizations. Every loan officer that is on this panel, they know how to guide you correctly so that you don't have to go and speak to 7 different people. We help you, we guide you, and we're able to close the loans, and we're able to take you to the closing table within 30 days, if not less.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just to piggyback on that, experience is key, right? Sometimes, it's about how you set up that program and make it fit that client's needs. It's been times where we have to, not take all the not take all the down payment assistance, but the income requirement. Sometimes it's different ways to count the income from our side to qualify our client for the assistance at times. But I think what's important is when you deal with someone that's experienced, they're going to know how to navigate it, right? And I believe that every last one of us on here, we know how to navigate the program. So it's important that when you deal with someone doing down payment assistance, that they have experience doing down payment assistance, because they'll knock out all those things that you might be concerned about, or maybe a concern that you don't even know about. We take care of that stuff up front, and then we manage the expectations properly. But those down payment assistance programs are great, and they're the way to go in a lot of cases, depending on what you qualify for.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all's input on that. My next question: how important is it for home buyers to work with a mortgage professional before deciding on their down payment strategy? How important is it for home buyers to work with a mortgage professional before deciding on their down payment strategy? And I will toss that to Rosa.
I think it's extremely important because there's just a lot of information that they don't know. They don't know what they don't know, right? You don't, like, some people I see asking, if I make this amount of money, what can I qualify for? Well, that's not the only thing that's taken into consideration. So, you have to really sit down and talk with the mortgage professional so that, one, they can assess your entire situation, because you could have great income but have really terrible credit, or you could have certain things within your financial history that are going to impact your ability to qualify. Maybe you're a first time home buyer, maybe you're not, and maybe you're really, really only looking for a super low mortgage payment. Just, there's so much to take into consideration that you just may not be aware of. And these mortgage professionals, not only they know exactly what they're looking for, they know exactly what to evaluate, and they're familiar with all of these different programs. So, like Gary said, they may review your situation, and you may be set on wanting this particular program, but your situation says, no, this program is better for you, for your scenario. That's going to work out to be able to make you a homeowner. So like I said, you'll see somebody, okay, well, I have this credit score. All right, but what does your income look like? What does your debt look like? There's a lot of things that they're going to have to factor in that you may not be aware of. So getting with them so that they can kind of ask the right questions, get the right information from you, and then they can do the research on, okay, let's see if it fits with this program. Let's see if it fits with this program. And then they can lay out all the options so that you can make the best informed decision from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rosa. Appreciate you. My next question: What are some common restrictions for down payment assistance? What are some common restrictions for down payment assistance? Now toss that to Lorena.
Hi. So sometimes we have programs that are strictly for first-time home buyers. Of course, once you talk to your lender, you're able to figure out, hey, would I be able to qualify even though I owned a house 5 years ago? And then we're able to tell you if that's one of the pros that we can do. And if not, we can move you to a different program that might be able to assist you even though you've already owned a house. Another restriction is your debt to income ratio. Some programs might tell you you can only have a debt to income ratio of 45%. There's others that will let you have a little bit more of debt to income ratio, maybe up to 50%. Of course, speaking to your lenders, you will be able to know what exactly you need to do to be able to make sure that you hit all these restrictions and what program qualifies better for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lorena. Anybody else want to piggyback off of that? We have a few minutes.
I'll piggyback off that. I think income limits are a big factor in down payment assistance programs specifically. Everybody varies a little bit, whether it's a first-time homebuyer requirement, whether it's a credit score. But I think income limits are pretty popular across the board, and they vary depending on the program and depending on the county being purchased in. So that's something just to be aware of. Again, I wouldn't stress yourself out as the potential homeowner about it. I would leave that up to the mortgage professionals and say, just be aware that there are qualifying criteria.
Okay.
Aretha, I would also say in regards to the income limits, it's based on household incomes, regardless of who's on the first lien mortgage or not. For our programs, the income determination is based on household income.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you sharing that. That's good information to know. Thank you. And my last question for today, and I'm gonna have one person take it. Do I have to repay the down payment assistance if I sell my home? Do I have to repay the down payment assistance if I sell my home? Gary, I'll toss it to you.
Depends on the down payment assistance program. Some of them are
Okay.
grants where you don't have to pay nothing back. And then some of them have a 3-year forgivable, where as long as you don't sell the house or refinance the house in 3 years, you don't have to pay the money back. Some have a 5-year forgivable. It just depends on the program. But then there's other programs where you do have to pay it back no matter what. So that's what's important when you are dealing with a mortgage professional. We're going to show you the options and all the ins and outs of each particular program. And a lot of times, and I'm going to say this so I can stop talking, sometimes the main thing that gets in the way with a lot of first-time home buyers is anxieties. You think, oh, I can't do this. I don't qualify. Well, let me work on this first. Give us an opportunity to look at your situation, because I can tell you a lot of us can agree that our answer is usually not no. Sometimes it's not yet. A lot of times it's not yet. And give us an opportunity so we can show you what we can do.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, you all. Like I said, we are wrapping this up. I want to send a huge shout out and thank you to our presenters. You guys have been amazing. I love you all so much. I appreciate you joining us today. And so as we wrap up the session, I encourage you to take action with the insights that you've gained today. Many of the incredible programs we discussed have funds available for home buyers just like you. Remember, all of today's content will be available on our website by next week, and you'll receive a link to the recording. Thank you for being with us today. We can't wait to see you make 2025 the year you achieve your dream of home ownership. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone.
Thank you, Aretha.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.